Mr. Francis Kwatin Arthur has been relieved of his duties as Acting Director of the Information Services Department.
While a statement signed by the Chief of Staff, Mr. Julius Deborah, also indicated that the Ministry of Communications assumes responsibility for the Flagstaff House Communications Bureau. Now, a bit of background. Mr. Kwatin has been in the spotlight for taking responsibility for errors in this year's Independence Day anniversary brochure, which that was riddled with many grammatical errors and factual inaccuracies. The errors in the 30-page document has caused many critics, both home and abroad, to pick up apart government on many media platforms, especially on social media. Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta, one of two African presidents invited to the March 6th anniversary, was designated as the president of Ghana in the error-ridden brochure. The mistakes have also gotten many Ghanaians angry and embarrassed since Ghana has become a laughingstock among her peers. The most affected were the staff of ISD, the Information Service Department, who initially were accused of producing the error-ridden brochure.
The country is not out of the woods yet as far as acute water shortages that hit parts of the country are concerned.
Residents of Nsawam are still struggling to get potable water. Latif Idris visited the area and reports many more residents are falling on the Denso River for water for domestic chores.
For over a month now, there has been severe water shortage in this area, making clean or potable water a mirage for most residents living here. Many residents here spend a greater part of their time on a daily basis in search of water. Children as young as 10 now have the responsibility of going to fetch water from the Denso River before and after school. To avoid the daunting task of walking to the Denso River, these young girls frequent this standpipe to check if water is flowing, but that is largely a wishful venture.
We cannot get water, but we went to River Denso to fetch water before I went to school.
Do you do that every day?
Yes, please.
For the past 3 weeks?
Yes.
And how is that affecting you? I'm sure now, as a result of this shortage, like you said, you always go to Denso. Is it affecting the time you go to school in any way?
Yes. My name is Francisca Boachi.
Yeah, so how is this water situation affecting you personally?
Because you don't have water 2 weeks. Some people is crying. You don't have water to drink. Some people used to cook. Some people used to drink. It is not good.
The Denso River, which is gradually drying up, has been the savior for people who cannot afford the luxury of traveling to adjoining towns to buy potable water, making the outbreak of waterborne disease very likely in this area. But in a rather helpless tone, Rahma tells me she has no other option. I see you are washing, struggling very hard to get your soap to even foam. It's not happening. How difficult has it been for you, with this water shortage?
What do? We have to give everything to God. It is only God who is protecting us from here. Otherwise, we don't have any water.
Ruwan nan mun ba yanzu ngade ruwan ya kai wurin da ya kai.
The water shortage, we can say, has reached a crisis level. I don't usually fetch from the river, but due to the pressing need, I have no option but to rely on it for domestic use. I use it for all domestic activities but drinking. We know the risks involved, but we have no option.
Muna wanki da shi. Muna wanka.
Wasu mana dafa abinci da shi.
Suna sa alon ciki.
The problem of water scarcity is a growing one as the demand for the limited treated water increases by the day. The Ghana Water Company has over the past weeks embarked on the dredging of the Denso and other water bodies that supply water to treatment plants in Nsawam and adjoining communities, hoping to rectify what has become an unbearable experience for residents. Latif Idris, Joy News, Nsawam.
5 years after government extended electricity to Mafi Agbaji Copper farming community in the Volta region, residents continue to live in darkness.
The reason is that the Electricity Company of Ghana has failed to supply electricity meters to the community despite payments of the required amount. The residents are demanding their meters. They complain the situation is hampering the provision of quality education. Joseph Opoku Gapo has the rest of the story.
This community, Mafia Gbajikope, has a population of more than 500 persons. The community has never had electricity, despite the fact that there are electrical poles all over the community, and you would also find the electrical wirings running all the way from one structure to the other and even to homes. The problem is that for more than 5 years now, there's been the connection of the electricity, but what is left is just the provision of electricity meters.
As we are talking about the light system in this Agbajikopa, it's a self-help project that former President Kufuor bring to the community. We have this community with everything with communal labor. The pole you can see over here, the cement was given to us by Honorable Jogidisu, who gave us the cement before we use it to build this pole. And we do everything communal labor. Even the workers who came, the contractor who came and work over here, we feed them, we give them money for their food, we give them room to sleep.
They sank a lot of their money, time and energy into the self-help electrification project to bring electricity to the community. But ECG demanded that residents pay for the electricity meters, which they did. They showed the news team receipts of payments made to the ECG as far back as January 2010 by a list of about 100 households for the meters. But despite numerous follow-ups, the ECG has failed to deliver on its side of the bargain. The community is always pitch dark at night, hampering the delivery of quality education.
We are suffering here. We are suffering. If the night court or the people, our students from the school, they don't have light to learn. So they go just and go and learn, go and sleep. With that light, they can't learn. So everything, all what's happening in Ghana, we don't hear anything from it because we don't have light to use TV.
The residents complain this is making it impossible for them to expand business activities.
When we have electricity, we can also have a small refrigerator and put pure water and others, and you'll be selling it and get small money to pay your children's school fees. But nothing like that sort is going on.
They say numerous follow-ups to the ECG's office at Sogakope has proved futile.
We try our best from here up to Sogakope, even our later reached Minister of Energy for this problem, but nothing like that sources have been done to help us. So we are appealing to them. A person that they have given our meter to, they should find solution for it within a short possible time.
Assembly member for the area, Julius Kaofieve, says the ECG has been unfair to residents.
I've consulted the necessary authorities, the district assembly, the member of parliament, the ECG office, and then still it's the same old story. They will tell you that on paper they've provided meter to this community, they've given it to somebody else, and even the person, they can't mention the name of that person. So for us, it's just an old story that it's an unanswered story that they've always been saying.
Sources at the Sogakope ECG office tell Joy News documentation on the Mafi Agbajikope case has been untraceable. For Joy News, Joseph Opoku Gapo reporting.
And that was by Joseph Opoku Gapo. A group of commercial drivers calling themselves Commuter Drivers Association Ghana say they will embark on a nationwide strike action on Monday due to government's failure to review the cost of insurance premiums for their vehicles.
The Ghana Insurers Association in June last year proposed an 800% increase in motor insurance premiums, which was later reduced to some 400% following protests from the transport unions. The drivers, however, want a further reduction to 240%. The association's chairman, Charles Dansel, tells Joy News the drivers will not call off their intended strike action till their grievances are addressed.
Last month, the Ghana Commuter Drivers Association warned it will protest the increase in the insurance premium announced by the Ghana Insurance Association. A little over a month on, the drivers say their grievances have not been addressed. At a news briefing in Accra, the association announced it will stage a nationwide strike on March 14 following the refusal of government to reduce tax on insurance premium.
Last month, we were supposed to have embarked on our nationwide strike over the 500% increase in insurance premium. But we were persuaded by the government and the Ministry of Transport to back down for negotiations. We also backed down. This is evil, wickedness, and we think they want to make us unemployed. The government wants us to die of hunger or move and sleep on the streets. Ladies and gentlemen, we will not allow that. We are going on a strike action nationwide on the 14th of March next week.
Some of the drivers explained to Joy News the form the protest will take and the impact it will have on the general commuting public.
The insurance, they increase them too much. So the fact is, because last 2 years we cut them 60 Ghana. Right now almost 4 million. So we understand that this thing. So make it come down small for us.
Formally, insurance is 70-60. They just increase the insurance unnecessarily without any reason. So it's too much for us. I'm a cow now myself. I will support the strike.
Oh, the drivers, they are complaining. Now let's look at matters of election, because the Electoral Commission has revealed that it will, on Saturday, March 12, 2016, organize a pilot biometric registration exercise nationwide.
A statement signed by the Commission's Deputy Chairman in charge of operations, Amadou Sule, said the exercise will be held in some selected polling stations in all the 10 regions. The Electoral Commission has upgraded the biometric registration kits for the impending limited voter registration and subsequent registration exercises. The Commission is expected to undertake the pilot registration of voters to test the upgraded kits in selected polling stations on Saturday, March 12, 2016 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The statement further entreated prospective voters in the selected polling stations to fully participate in the exercise to ensure it is successful.
We'll have a lot more discussion on this very subject throughout the rest of the day, but also on the AM Talk belt. But let's look at some political news or political party news. And defeated New Patriotic Party parliamentary aspirant for the Klote-Kole constituency here in Accra says he will contest the November election as an independent candidate.
Nino Inote says he is heeding to the pleas of the party's supporters in the constituency to represent the face of hope in the 2016 parliamentary elections. Ninoy lost last month's primaries to Philip Addison, but says the process was not fair.
I was convinced that the party will allow the voice of the masses to hold.
Addressing his supporters, the former chairman of the New Patriotic Party in the Klote-Kole constituency said although he does not have the support of the presidential candidate, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he has that of the grassroots and is confident of snatching the seat from the NDC in the November polls. Ninoy lost a rerun of the primary in the constituency last month to prominent lawyer Philip Addison. The rerun became necessary after the first round of voting, which he won, was marred by boycotts of two other candidates. Addressing the press on Wednesday, Ninoy Inote said the decision to conduct a rerun of the election was not fair. The reason for his refusal to accept the result and contest as an independent candidate.
The current managers of the party failed to attend to the issues raised. In effect, there was a default judgment because the party failed to file a statement of defense. The judgment was obtained the same day I was joined to the action. Realizing that as a party, my lawyers will apply to have the judgment set aside, lawyers for the plaintiffs quickly discontinued the case against the party. There was no relief against me. So with the action against the party gone, there was nothing to try, and I was therefore not heard in court. The issue as to whether there should be a rerun was never tried on merits. I, Valentino Nino Enote, shall contest as parliamentary candidate. Shall contest as parliamentary candidate in the 2016 parliamentary elections in Klotekole constituency. And I shall contest as the face of hope for the youth, the women, elderly, and the people who have believed in the Streetism campaign.
He said his objective of entering the race is to give the constituents, especially the youth, a sense of belonging and hope, but not hopelessness.
No artificial transplant can feel the pain of our people as genuine as one of our own. I come into this race with a heart filled with compassion to see our constituency develop, a heart to see our youth gain employment, a heart to see Klotekole as the heart of Ghana. As my senior brother, Lawyer Addison, said, he has the blessing and the backing of Nanado. I, Ninoy, say, I have the blessing and unflinching support of the grassroots.
Note, after losing the rerun of the parliamentary primaries held last month, stormed out of vote counting center. In the last days that followed, some supporters organized demonstrations to put pressure on him to go independent.
We are giving them three options. It's either they give us a rerun, we go to independent, or they should forget.
Sakawaku tastes good as chicken steak. Eaten some before.
Really?
Well, let's look at this.
That's like going independence?
First Lady Lordina Mahama is challenging the police or the prison service to rather provide skills training for inmates than what she calls warehousing them in the various jails across the country.
This, the First Lady says, will prepare the inmates for the world of work that awaits them once they are released. Mrs. Mahama said this when she paid a visit to the female wing of the Nsawam Medium Security Prison Wednesday afternoon. The visit makes Lordina Mahama the First Lady of a sitting president to visit a prison.
The Medium Security Prison is grappling with water issues. This became evident when the First Lady Lordina Mahama visited the prison. Aside core issues plaguing the facility, the female inmates say the water shortage that has hit the main Nsawam Township and other parts of the country is affecting their lives. The leader of the inmates at the female wing, Mary Jama, is calling on the First Lady to intervene for them to get potable water.
Some Adwajiri is facing a serious water crisis, and it is really affecting us as inmates. I wish to plead for an intervention on our behalf. Secondly, I would like to talk about the sentences imposed on us. The sentences placed on us as women are too high. For example, for offenders being imposed with 15-year sentence for stealing. I wish something could be done about it.
Meanwhile, the Eastern Regional Commander of Prisons, DDP Isaac Ejui, is appealing to leadership of Ghana prisons to sink 5 more boreholes to bring relief to both inmates and officers.
With the increasing number of inmates and its commensurate officers at both the male and female prisons, the pressure on the existing boreholes dotted in and out of the prison has been excessive. This results in the constant breakdown of these boreholes, which comes with high costs to the service.
He revealed plans to house remand prisoners separate from convicts.
As we speak, plans are far advanced with drawings of a remand prison to be established here in Nsawam to help decongest our prisons by housing remand prisoners away from the main prisons.
The First Lady, Mrs. Lordina Mahama, is meanwhile challenging prison authorities to provide skilled training for inmates to prepare them for life after incarceration.
I believe also that there must be an expansion of vocational
and skills-based training for prison inmates across the country. I understand there are 15,000 persons in our prisons, and I believe this is a human resource that can be utilized for the economic growth and development of our country if we equip them with the appropriate vocational skills.
As a way of showing compassion to the inmates, she donated medical equipment and drugs for use at the infirmary of Nsawa medium security prisons and others across the country. Speaking at the program, the Acting Director General of the Prison Service, Emmanuel called for a public-private partnership to raise the status of Ghana's prisons. According to Emmanuel the prisons are struggling to meet international standards, making it difficult for proper reformation to take place.
Indeed, our prisons today have become deplorable due to inadequate funding, poor infrastructure, and overcrowding. Over the years, we have witnessed overcrowding in most of the prisons. It will interest you, Your Excellency, to know that the medium security prison is housing the largest prisoner population in the country. It is currently taking custody of 2,915 convicts and 333 remand prisoners, and thus making it difficult for the service to meet certain international standards and best practices in corrections and reformation of prisoners.
Mrs. Mohammed's visit to the prison is historical, as no other spouse of a sitting president has visited the prisons before.
The Lord is your portion, Mama. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, Ramsey, still doing good in the prisons. Very talented guy. But in the meantime, though, that'll be it for the news. You want to get interactive, please make sure that you type it with us. We're spread across the spectrum of social media. Right now, we're streaming live through our channel on YouTube, My Joy Online. On WhatsApp, you can get us through the number
0560 800,000.
And on Facebook,
Joy News on TV, same for Instagram.
And also on Twitter, we have a Joy News on TV as a handle. So please, anytime you want to watch us, you want to reach us, please make sure that you give us a lot more of those messages, and your comments will be so much grateful to read a lot more to you. So we're about to do that.
Yeah, Costa Paga, I love what you say about
Costa.
whole crew. Costa.
Diego Costa.
Yeah, Charlie. Oh, say Chelsea. All of you with me, please keep sending the messages. They're not. Are you guys out of the Champions League?
I think so. I didn't watch the match yesterday.
You don't know so.
I slept earlier.
You didn't see the 2-1.
No, we lost 2-1.
You missed it.
I know that we lost.
Did you see the old Abramovich?
We're taking a break.
No, we're not. We're reading more messages before we take a break. Nowadays, everybody, both male and female, complaining of lack of worthy counterparts in marriage. They've forgotten that who you are determines who you marry, so that you may be compatible. Bambakia is always giving us this marriage tidbits.
Bambakia from DC.
Yeah, thank you very much for the tidbits. Any info about the validation exercise ongoing for the payments of our arrears? Please, I can't wait till my money. James Etonam from Dabala. James, I get you. And I think what we've been trying to say is that your leadership, I don't know which of the groups you belong to, whether Nagrats or Roland, with the Concerned Teachers Association, and then NATS. I think they've got another group. The leadership is taking care of this issue, but I think that we should, get in touch with them and find out what's the latest, because for now, everything seemed quiet. I know that you've been complaining. People are still, being owed. People are still owed. This one says the government is killing us, increasing insurance for drivers. They increase our toll levies. After collecting all these monies from drivers, Ghana still borrowed to contract roads. What do they use all that monies for? God help our nation. And that is from JJ.
Should say, managing a nation is not like you're collecting small tools to manage your house or something. But anyway, I guess those are the economics of it. You want to read one more thing?
Yeah, one to inspire us. We'll come back and share the headlines in the newspapers with you. Our limitations and success will be based most often on our own expectations for ourselves. What the mind dwells upon, the body acts upon. Have a blissful day. That's some piece of inspiration coming through from Nana Amusa Mensah, who is in Cape Coast. Thank you for the message.
Okay, so that'll be it, at least for now. We have to take a break. When we come back, we're looking at stories on the front and back page of the newspapers. We'll look at those quickly. Look at the stories also on the portal, myjoyonline.com. Do stay on.